sick. My throat is on fire, so I will be taking frequent sips of tea. So that would be why I haven't posted this last week that you went without a video. I wanted to do a testing PR brand makeup video. I have recently been sent a lot more product than I typically would, a lot more makeup. I received a bunch of products from Technique. I have some shadows. I received a mascara and a bronzer from them as well to try. Then Hard Candy sent me a hydrating primer and a plumping primer for my lips. They sent me some other stuff, but these are the two that I'm most excited to play around with. I've been playing around with the primer and I really like it. Blush sent me over some products. They sent me a highlight. They sent me their stick foundation. I know that Nikki Tutorials uses this, so I'm excited. And they sent me a liquid lipstick as well. So this is going to be a chill one, but I just wanted to try out some products that have been sent to me. I really appreciate getting new products, so I wanted to take the time to mention it and play around with it on my channel to see if any of it is really, really good and to let you know what I think of each product. So without any further ado, let's get into the testing products sent in PR video. To prime the skin, I'm going to go in with this Hard Candy Fix It Serum. This has coconut oil and hyaluronic acid, and then this Technique Strobe Cream in Catching Rays. This is a highlighting cream. I'm going to mix it in with the primer to give a nice glow to the skin. This Hard Candy primer is really awesome. I haven't used a ton of their products in the past, but they sent me a good amount of their stuff, and this is the favorite thing that I have tried that they sent me so far. It's really liquidy, but it is really, really hydrating. And now I'm going to go in with this Technique Strobing Cream. Not sure how this will work all over the face. It says it's a highlighting cream, so it's definitely intended to be used as a highlighter. Hopefully it doesn't break me out. So I'm just going in with this to add a nice dew to the skin. I want to be a little bit glowy today, a little more healthier and radiant, especially because I'm sick and I just feel like I need that extra boost of radiant hydration. I think it looks really good in person. You can definitely see that Technique Strobing Cream has some glitter in it. That's not an issue for me because it's being used under foundation and you won't be able to see that. For my base, I'm going to go in with this Flesh Stick. This can be used as concealer or foundation, I believe, so I'm going to use it as my main foundation today. For concealer, I'll be using the Jouer High Coverage Essential Concealer. This is new, wasn't sent to me. I picked this up at Sephora. And then my Laura Mercier Translucent Powder to set, but we're really going to focus on how the Flesh Stick applies. Really focus it in the areas that I have issues right now, and then I'm going to blend it outwards. That is one layer applied. I don't know how well you can tell, but it is caking in some areas and balling up a little. It was definitely a lot harder to blend than my other stick foundations. I have the Hourglass stick foundation and the Makeup Forever HD, which is a very dewy finish, but this is definitely a lot more drying. Perhaps this should be used more sparingly, like a concealer. I'll play around with it a bit more. I'm going to try and make that a little more seamless and healthy with the Jouer Essential High Coverage Concealer. Lightened up my whole complexion a little too much. I think I need a different color in that. So I'm going in with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This will just deepen it up a little bit and get rid of that whiter cast on my face. And I find this concealer is also incredibly smoothing, so it will help smooth everything over at the same time. That is how the face looks like set with powder. Now we are going to go in with another new product. This is the Technique Superfine Matte Bronzer. There doesn't seem to be a shade name on here. There's just a bunch of random numbers. So this could possibly be their only bronzer shade. I will check and try and link all the products down below for you guys. I have a feeling this bronzer is going to be super, super pigmented and it's a little bit warm toned. So I'm going to dip into this and then rub it off super carefully so that we're not getting an insane amount of bronze and I can just build it up. Just as I suspected, that bronzer is super, super pigmented. I found it a little bit patchy on my cheeks. It could have just been the way that I was brushing it off, the way that I was applying it. I'll definitely play around with it a bit more, but you can see it's a tiny bit patchy on my forehead. I'm going to go in with more of that Laura Mercier translucent powder just over over all of the areas that I put that bronzer in, just to tone it down a little bit. I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Translucent Powder. Okay, so I'm looking a little crazy right now, but that is what the bake looks like. Now I'm going to go in with this Flesh highlighter. This is in the shade Boost. It is such a pretty like champagne shimmery highlight. I absolutely love it. I've been playing around with it a little bit off of camera and I really enjoy it. And I'm going to try and get the most I can out of this highlight and make it really shimmery. Such a pretty color for fair skin tones. So then for blush, I'm going to go in with this Technique palette. This palette is super pretty. I'm gravitating towards these two shades. I think I'm going to mix them together. Just really pretty pinks. So we're going to mix these together and see what we get. Just like the bronzer, these blushes are super pigmented and super powdery. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a lot of powder kickback on the pan. So something to keep in mind that doesn't really bother me. I'm actually going to brush away the bakage now just because I don't want it to be too harsh and it bothers me seeing it in the viewfinder when I'm doing my shadow, to be honest. I don't know how I feel about that bronzer. I feel like it's a little bit patchy. You guys let me know what you think. I really like the way that the blush performed and I like that Flesh highlighter, but I'm not sure how I feel about that bronzer. Now I'm just going to quickly go off camera. I'm going to do my brows, the Anastasia Dip Brow in Blonde. Okay, so I have my brows on, basic like always. I don't have great brows. Now I'm going to go in to these Technique palettes. I have Shaken Not Stirred palette, very similar to the Anastasia Subculture. Then we have this other palette, which is the Trendsetter palette. I feel like today I'm just going to focus on the Trendsetter palette because if I have two palettes going on, I'm just going to get overwhelmed and I don't want to put too many colors on my eyes. These don't have color names, so I'm just going to be pointing to the colors, and to start I'm going to be going in with this one. I'm going to go into the crease to get some color in there. These shadows do have a lot of kickback on them and they are falling out under my eye, so that's something to keep in mind. So I have that shade all in my crease. It's just like a nice yellowy orangey warm shade. I'm going to take this darker brown, put that a little bit in the outer V to deepen it up. Do you guys see all that fallout? That's a little bit much. I kind of feel like going in with these pinky shades. That's not something that I would typically do because I have brown all over my eyes, but I think it could be cool. I want to try going in with this darker pink like in the middle outer area. I'm going to put that in the outer area of my lid, just packing it on. Now with my Sephora Pro Shader 18, this is like the same kind of brush but a little smaller. I'm going to go in with that lighter pink shade. It's a little bit chalky for a shimmer shade. I'm not overly impressed by this palette. I want to play around with it more. I feel like the bright colors might be the standouts. Like this one is really pretty, this one looks really pretty, and this one looks really pretty. So I'm not too sure. Maybe I just went in with shades that aren't as good in the palette, but they were a little chalky for what I like. Now I'm going to go in with this Technique Mega Lash water resistant mascara. I don't normally try new mascaras or like many mascaras that I don't already use. I'm pretty particular, but I do like the looks of this brush. So we're going to go in, give this a go. Depending on how much volume and length I get with this, I will probably end up going in with lashes just because I'm not a huge fan of this shadow look, so I rather have lashes. That is how it looks like with one lash set done and then one not. I really like this mascara. I think it's lengthening, I think it defines each lash, and it gives a tiny bit of volume. So I'm going to forego lashes today and just try and build up this mascara and make it look the best that it can without lashes. Without fake lashes, I should say. So I went ahead and finished my mascara. I did the upper lashes and the lower lashes. This is the best mascara I have tried in such a long time. I've been so into false lashes lately, so it really takes a lot for a mascara to impress me, and this Technique Mega Lash really impressed me. I love it a lot. I then went ahead and applied more of that Flesh highlight because I lost a lot of that when I wiped away my under eyes. Now I'm going to go in with lips, and that's gonna finish it off. So I'm going to go in with the Hard Candy Plumping Serum to begin with. I'm not typically hugely into plumping serums. I've tried the Too Faced Lip Extreme and I don't like it. I returned it. I find it too much for me. Ooh, I can feel this tingling. But if a drugstore product can do the same thing for a fraction of the price, why not? This is definitely tingling my lips. It's definitely plumping. That was quick. Normally it takes a while. I really do like that. Super, super smoothing on the lips. I'm going to go in with this Technique lip liner, and this is in the shade 21 Pinup. Super pretty light nude. And then we are going to go in with this Flesh Beauty liquid lipstick in Bluff. It's going on really well over that lip plumper. That is just a super pretty light nude color. Definitely not necessary under this liquid lip because it's pretty dark, but I just wanted to give it a try. That's a super pretty color. I like it. I'm not normally into nudes, but I really like the look of that. Now I'm going to go on top of it and cover it up with this Flesh liquid lip. And as I said, this is in the shade Bluff. I've tried this before. I wish it was a little more pinky and a little less deep, but I really do like it. Okay, I just went ahead and overlined that because of the plumping gloss, but this is the final look. I'll do a little close-up for you guys. This is how products are settling in. So just to review everything that I tried, I want to give a quick synopsis of my standout products and the products that I didn't think performed as well as they maybe should have. I was not super impressed by the Technique shadows. I got an okay look, but it's just very basic. There's too much fallout and they're a little chalkier than I feel like they should be. Another thing that I wasn't crazy about was this bronzer. It looks okay in the end, but I did go over it a ton with a loose powder because I didn't love it, so not a big fan of that. The blushes were okay. Actually, I do like the blush. Never mind. The blushes are good. The Flesh Stick, okay. Not obsessed with it. Was a little too drying on my skin. I think without the concealer, it would have looked really rough, so I think the concealer helped the complexion a lot more than this did. The plumping serum, I like it. I think it does the job. I think it's cheaper than most, so I would say this is a go. I really liked that. This strobing cream was all right. It didn't give me an insanely pretty glow. It's not like my top of the top products I tried, but it's okay. And then my top 4 products from this, I would say, are definitely the Hard Candy Fix-It Serum Hydrating Skin. Love this, raving about it, will keep using it, really, really enjoyed this. I love the Flesh Liquid Lip Formula. I think this color is super pretty, really, really wearable. I'd love to try more of their shades. I love the Flesh Highlighter. I think it's so pretty, it's so nice for my skin tone, and I really like their packaging. And then this Technique Mascara, Mega Lash Mascara, I am obsessed with. I think it is so pretty on the upper lashes, on the lower lashes. I love, love, love this. So that is all that I have for you guys. This is the finished look of testing PR products. Always honest, none of this was sponsored. Obviously, I loved some of the stuff. I didn't love some of the stuff. So let me know what you think down below if you've tried anything from these brands. If you have more recommendations, please like it if you liked it. Subscribe if you aren't already.